Jai Hind students. Today again I am here to discuss the chapter The Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. As we all live in a democratic country, so choosing leaders or rulers by voting system is something very common for us, and that we are doing since 50 years and more than that. As in our previous chapters, we have read about the rulers or the rajas. Even in chapter like the books and burials tell us, in that chapter also we studied about rajas. They were probably chosen by Jana or the people. Now we will come to know about some men who were later on recognized as rajas by performing big sacrifices. And the chapter starts with one such ritual of horse sacrifices that is known as Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha is actually a horse sacrifice where a horse was let loose to wander freely and it was guarded by the Raja's men. If the horse wandered into the kingdom of other Rajas and they stopped it, then they had to fight with the Raja. Or if they allow the horse to pass, it meant that they have accepted that the Raja who wanted to perform the sacrifice was stronger than them. These Rajas were then invited to the sacrifice, which was performed by the trained priest who were rewarded with gifts, and the Raja who organized the sacrifice was recognized as very big or very powerful, and all those who came, they generally brought gifts for the Raja. Ultimately, in this Ashwamedha, the horse sacrifice ritual, Raja was the central figure. He often had a special seat, a throne and a tiger skin. His charioteer, who was in champion, and his charioteer became his companion in the battlefield and witnessed his exploits, chanted tales of his glory and so on. His relatives, especially his wives and son, had to perform a variety of minor rituals. The other Rajas were simply spectators who had to sit and watch the performance of the sacrifices. Priests performed the ritual including the sprinkling and sacred water of the king. The ordinary people like the Vish or the Jana, they also brought gifts. However, some people such as those were known as or regarded as Shudras by the priest were excluded. They were not allowed to take part in such rituals. Now, in our next slide, we will understand and we will discuss about the Varna system. Varna system, actually, it was a kind of system which was divided by the priest only. That system was created by the priests only for the convenience of their work, but later on it became rigid. The Varna became rigid, like the son of the Brahmin will become only Brahmin, the son of the Shudra will become only Shudra. So, they became very rigid and started exploiting the lower Varnas like the Shudras. So, as per their work, that system was divided, like Brahmin, the priest and the learned people, they came in that category. Kshatriyas were the warriors, Vaishyas were farmers, herders or traders, especially the business group, and Shudras, the fourth one, they were always regarded as the slave, or they will serve to all three Varnas, and they were also regarded as untouchables. sometime the warriors or the Kshatriyas, some kings, they did not accept the Varna system which was made by the some you can say priest or Brahmins, because they considered themselves superior to priests. They said, we are the warriors, so definitely we will be superior than the Brahmins. So they had a conflict. And as if we talk about Shudras, so already as I said that they had to serve the other three groups and they were not at all allowed to perform any rituals and even to participate also in any rituals. They were always treated as untouchables and the lower caste, you can say like that. Now in our coming slide, I will discuss about the classification of Janpadas and later on the Mahajanpadas. First of all, let us see what was or what is Janpadas. So Janpadas were specially the land where Jana set their foot, means Rajas. Like the Rajas who performed big sacrifices were now recognized as being Rajas of Janpadas rather than Janas. The word Janpada means the land where the Jana set its foot and settled down. That was known as Janpadas. Jan means people, Jana, and Pada means foot. Archaeologists have found a number of settlements in these Janpadas, such as Purana Kila in Delhi, Hastinapur near Meerut, and Atranji Khera near Etah, that is located in UP, Uttar Pradesh. They found that people lived in huts and kept cattle as well as other animals. They also grew a variety of crops: rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame and mustards. They also made earthen pots. Some of these were in grey color and other were red. One special type of pottery found at these sites is known as painted grey ware. As it is obvious from the name, these grey pots had painted designs, usually simple lines and the geometric patterns. This much all about we have discussed. Now in our coming module, we will discuss about Mahajanpadas and then we will talk about the system of Mahajanpadas, tax system, agriculture, the changes of agriculture. Then we will look at different places like Magadha, what was the situation of Magadha at that period of time, and so on. So till then, goodbye, happy learning.